Hey friends, Shawn here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back. We're going to do a full card for you today. And today's inspiration was I was digging around on my Cricut design space looking for some kind of characters to do. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I typically don't do cutesy, typically don't do kids cards, and these little characters are the perfect little things to make a cute card out of. Came up with an idea for unicorns, cows, and dragons. So if you're interested, come on back. So I have to show you what I found on Cricut Design Space. What I'm going to do is we're going to do a little colored pencil coloring today, and some clouds and some imagination, and we're going to do some cutesy little characters. So let's take a look at what I've done, and then I'll get to doing some coloring. I'll speed up that coloring just so you don't have to stick around and kind of watch me color for a whole day, and then we'll kind of put this together. So let's get started. Alright, here's what I've done. These are my cute little characters that I found on my Cricut Design Space, and I am super excited to do some coloring on these. I am getting out my Prismacolor colored pencils. I was digging around looking for some new colored pencils. These seem to be the ones to buy. I almost bought some online and was starting to chat with a friend of mine on Instagram who does a lot of Copic coloring, and she's like, "You need these. I have these. I've used them once. I'm going to give them to you." So I got them dirt cheap, bought them really dirt cheap off of her, so I have to just thank her for that. And we're going to do some cutesy little coloring. Then here's my concept. I have a cute little pastel star background. This paper is the Recollections Confetti book. And so it's got all these different designs in all different colors throughout this book. So I'm doing the stars and pastels off of this. I cut this to be the full panel of one of my A2 cards, so 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now I did my card front at 5 1/8 and 3 7/8. We're going to do some pink, yellow, and blue clouds on this. And then my concept is these little things, I'm going to just do the unicorn on this card, are going to be peeking through the clouds with a die cut happy birthday on top. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the clouds here first, then we'll do some coloring, I'll put some music on, speed up through my coloring, and then we'll do some die cutting and assemble. So for my clouds, I wanted to do just this kind of imagination, cutesy kind of coloring. Because I've been doing a lot more clouds lately, I invested into this stencil by Pink and Main, and this stencil is the Cloudy Day stencil. I love this stencil. Simon Says Stamp.com has this. You can do the regular clouds, or you can do the outline of the clouds, like the silhouettes, which is what we're going to do today, and go across the card. Love, love, love this stencil. I think I've used this probably 10 times already since I've had it the last couple weeks. So I'm going to go, I don't want to go into the deep side of this. So I'm going to use, I think we're just going to go with this side. It's a little bit more linear, so I can go back and forth because of the colors I'm going to use. I'm just going to cover up my cloud, the other clouds here with the hole so that I don't stencil through them. And I'm getting out my new Simon Says Stamp little mini brushes because I can control this a little bit more for the color without overlapping too much. So I'm using the Catherine Pooler Whipped Honey Cummerbund and It's a Girl for my yellow, pink, and blue clouds. I'm going to start with, let's just start with blue. And I'm going to alternate these as I go down my piece of paper. Alright? So let me just clean my stencil off just a little bit here. Or not my stencil, my brush. And I'm just going to pick up real light. I don't want this to be heavy, heavy, heavy color. And I'm just going to go through with my stencil and just kind of angle this back and forth really light. Like, I'm not putting any pressure on this whatsoever. I just want a little light color, just enough to show that outline of the cloud, and then just enough to show the difference in my colors that I'm using. So, do you need a stencil like this? No. Go ahead and cut one. I've been cutting up my cloud stencils and my hills and things with, you know, scrap paper and cardstock up until I just thought, I'm doing this so dang much. I had seen, I can't even remember whose video it was, somebody that used a stencil similar to this, that it had the different options. And I don't actually think it was a Pick and Main one, to be honest. And I just started digging, you know, online. Now I'm going to just move this down. And there's my first reveal with some blue. I'm going to go blue, yellow, pink. So now I'm going to angle kind of a different direction. I like moving this back and forth so these humps don't line up all the way down. So I'm going to move this over just a little bit and then just kind of rotate slightly. So I get a little bit more back and forth. All right? All right, so pick up this. These brushes are great, by the way. Great bristles. They pick up color really, really nice. Really nice for just getting into these little small spaces where you don't need the big, wide head of the brush. You can see that just grabbed color quite nicely, so this isn't going to take much for blending. I could have dabbed a little bit more off on that one, but that is okay. So you can see I'm going to alternate, and I actually might take, and I think I'm going to take and alternate just a little bit with this other side on this side. So I'm going to cover up my cloud holes here, and then I'm just going to rotate, because I do think I want to just vary this a little bit so I get some dips and things in there. So I'm going to go right about like so, and then I'm going to use my yellow. Anyway, found this stencil, and it appeased everything I was looking for. It had all these different various edges for different, it wasn't all the same, right? And then it had the clouds themselves in the middle, which that was just perfect for me. I wanted, if I'm going to invest in stuff like this, I want to invest in stuff that I have options. And this was giving me more options than what I was actually looking for when I found this stencil, and I love it. I think, like I said, I've used this like 10 times. All right, same thing here with my yellow, just really light. I'm just trying to match my designer series paper with the colors, and I'm trying to kind of do this like pastel-y kind of theme with my yellow little unicorn. Do I have somebody in mind for this card? No, I'm just going with the character theme and what I found. All right, I'm going to rotate again because now I'm liking how this is varying in here. And now I'm going to start back over with my blue. So yeah, this is just I found these characters on the Cricut Design Space, and I just thought this is just perfect. I did not do print and cut on my characters on my Design Space, so those of you that have Cricut. I don't have thin enough cardstock that'll go through my printer yet. This is a 100-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and it's too thick to go through my printer. Otherwise, I'd do print and cut, where it would print these on my printer, then it would automatically just cut them out. So what I did is I just did the draw feature with a 0.4 millimeter marker. The downside to that is Cricut Design Space changes that to double outline. So if you look close, it's a double outline. And I've done this before on another card with a dinosaur that I did. Excuse me, I think it was a dinosaur or dragon, I think. And I just then took a Sharpie marker. After I colored it in, I took a Sharpie marker and then I just outlined it and traced back over it to kind of fill that in, and it worked out just great. I'm probably going to do that this time unless my colored pencils cover that double outline up enough, then I may not. I may just kind of do it as like a colorless kind of drawing. Now, because I'm going a little bit more down, I'm just going to bring up that pink just a little bit into that white space, just to fill that in just a little bit. Yeah, I love this. Is so cute. Do you guys ever know, like, do you notice, like, I feel like when I do blending, like, if I'm masking things off, or if I do, like, the clouds and stuff, like, sometimes I'm adding it in there and then not realizing, like, actually how much is in there until you move it away. Because, like, as you're coloring, it's hard to tell how much you've covered. But then again, you don't want to move this and then not be able to line it back up if you don't have enough. But just kind of keep that in mind, too. Like, when you're doing this, it's probably more than what you think it is as you're coloring over it. So yeah, I just thought this would be just be the cutest little card. My concept now is going to be that the head and tail are coming in and out of the clouds. And let's go over here a little bit. So it's going to be like the tail going in and then the head coming back out is my concept. When I saw these characters with the tails and stuff, that's the first thing I thought of, is that this has to be like there was a skunk, there was a fox, a rabbit. So like they could be coming out of their little like rabbit hole in the ground. You could do them all coming out of the clouds. You know, that's why I'm doing the unicorn, because I thought it would be cute to do it coming out of the clouds since I had the stencil, and another excuse to use my stencil. But yeah, that's immediately when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I gotta do this, because I thought it was easy concept for me to come up with. Again, not doing cutesy cards. And then an easy kind of concept to just put together, you know? Right, let's just do one more little piece of, it would be a pink then yellow. I'm not going to reload on this, just put what I have left on the bottom here on this yellow. Use up what's left on there without loading it back up and getting it too much. Alright, there's my background, and that is so stinking cute. I'll be honest, I got this idea with the different color clouds from one of the hops that I'm on. Can't remember the lady's name. She did some clouds in the background of one of hers, and this is what she did. Alright, we're going to set this aside. I'm going to start coloring. And now I have used these Prismacolors once so far. This was done with my Prismacolors. And did the blend, all of its Prismacolors. Just I did about 3 or 4 different pencils for each flower to do the blending and shading. And I'm not going to do too much shading on this because it is more kind of imagination-ish. So I'm just going to probably do some straight coloring with a tiny bit of shading on these. And what I normally do, because I'm still getting used to these Prismacolors, is I will let me grab some pinks here. Because I'm not sure how these shades are working yet. So I just kind of over on the side, I'll kind of like compare what I want. Like so. 2 neon. Like that one. And I think I'm going to go with that one because it's just more pastel-y. And that's what I do just to kind of pick through my colors. Like now I need a yellow, so let's just see what yellow I want. And then I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be doing any blending necessarily with these and shading and type stuff, or Gamsol. No Gamsol with these at all. Just straight on coloring. They're very, very creamy. If you have not used these before, and I'm comparing it to the Crayola, obviously, is what I was using. If any of you watch my videos, you know I've done some Crayolas. And they're very, very, very creamy colors. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure to get that color down. And they blend together really well. For example, when I did the blue and then I added the yellow, it made green. Like they just blended and worked, right? So, all right, I think I have. Let me just get that lighter pink out for that, and let's see. I might want to add a little bit of an orangey in there, I think. Let's see. just a light orange to get kind of matching. I'm looking at my stars to try to get it all to match in there with my unicorn. All right, there we go. I'm gonna start coloring my unicorn, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna trace it out with my Sharpie marker. I have a fine point Sharpie marker. I'll fussy cut this, and once we get there, I'll kind of slow it back down to normal speed, and then we'll assemble. So this is going to be the most of the work for my card, to be very honest. So if you want to stick around, watch me color, come on back towards the end, and then we'll put this all together. Okay, there we go. There's my little cute unicorn. I didn't do any shading. I just did straight coloring. I just thought that was going to look the best. I was kind of going for that bright kind of cutesy pastel kind of unicorn. Alright, let me just move my pencils aside here, and we will assemble. I just have a little bit of die cutting to do as we do this, so I'll just move this stuff over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut this happy, and then I'll do a birthday with black and white embossing, and cut these out. I'll do the white embossing on black piece of paper, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have colored my unicorn, and as you can see, I decided to trace it out with my black thin Sharpie marker. There's double lines, so I just filled those in. Super easy to do, really cute. Got my clouds, got my card base, and then my base that's going to go down over underneath this. So let's just layer this down here first, and then we will assemble this top piece. And I decided I have not done any action cards before, and I went and invested in some of these little mover things. I can't remember. This is a bobble or wobble attachment, and so I decided I'm going to do that for the head of my unicorn peeking through the clouds. So, alright, here's what we're going to do. This is going to layer over top of this with my happy, and then I want the head down here, and then I want the tail up here, partially because of the way this fits, so that this doesn't cover this too much. Tail will kind of come over to this side. So I'm going to, right about there, I think, we're going to die cut this out for these openings, and then pop that up on some dimensional so it sits above those clouds, and then we'll assemble that wobble in there, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so now this is going to be the tail. This is going to be where the head is, and I'm going to save that for another day. Now I'm going to put my dimensionals on here now so that I have it kind of around those openings like so, because I just want this to pop up off that base for some good dimension. Just like that. And then I'll just put a little piece in the corners here, like so. Alright, now before I do this, so like this is going to sit like so, I want to put my tail inside like this. So I'm just going to glue this to the back side. So it's just sticking that right in like so. So that's peeking out. I can see that designer series paper through the hole. That's why I did something behind there, because I knew I'd have that. Now I'm going to put this through here like so, and then I'll lay this all down. So, and I think I can do that after, because that hole seems big enough to do that after now that I have that on there. Alright, let's get this down. So I think I'm going to do the same concept, probably a little bit different backgrounds for the other characters that I have, like the cow and different things would be cool, like with some trees in the background, or even a little barn or a thing of hay. You know, it's popping through the hay, I think would be cute. We'll just have to figure out how, that would be so cute. I'd have to figure out how to do the hay, I think. And do something similar. Alright, this is extremely sticky, so I'm just going to put a little glue so I have a little wiggle room to get this down first. Alright, so my tail is up in that top corner, and I think I'm going to add some bling to this. I got a little hole from that die cut, so I might add some bling or some Nouveau drops. Alright, now I'm not sure which, this has a stiffer side and this is a more flimsy side. I'm assuming, I'm not sure which one goes where. I think this is the base, so this would go down on the card. Get that in there. just like that. Then the unicorn head, then I think we'll stick to this piece. My first time doing a little wobble even, I can't believe it. I'll be honest, like as I was coloring, I was like, I need to do more cutesy cards. This doesn't cover that head completely, so I wonder if I should trim some of this. I'm going to trim this off around, kind of fussy cut off the rest of this plastic if I don't ruin it. The plastic piece is a little bit bigger than what my unicorn was, so I'm just trimming all that little excess off so it doesn't, it's sticky, so it doesn't catch on anything and then doesn't show at the same time. Didn't realize that it was a little bit bigger. Decided to do this one last minute since I had them sitting in the drawer, and I was like, I need to do something with these, with this card. As I was coloring, I realized I had them sitting in there. All right. Oh, look at that, how cute that is. Okay, now I'm gonna put my happy right in like so. Not up on dimensionals. I'm gonna just put this right down on the card. And then the birthday right over the top of the happy. So this is gonna tuck under like so. Just like that. And then the birthday is gonna go right, could go there to fill that in. I feel like it needs to fill that in. So we're gonna go right down on the clouds next to the birthday, or next to the unicorn head here. Just like that. And I think I want to add just a little bit of bling. And I think I've got some cutesy little purple. Let's see, I had little flowers. This actually, that actually might work because the clouds. Yep, I'm gonna throw a couple of these on there, I think. Plus to cover up my little, that little hole, you know. All right, let's just throw a couple of these on here. All right, let's throw 5 of these in there. Get them a stick. All right, and there we have my little unicorn coming through the clouds. That was my little concept, my little idea. I thought it turned out pretty good. I'm actually really happy with that. So here we go, front facing. I think that, oh, my little sequins came off of the head as I was trying to bobble the head. Let's just put that back on there really quick. And then we've got a little bobble as it comes to the clouds. So there you go. That was my little concept. I got more characters to do for this. This would be a great set of cards to give away or gift them for the kiddos. A little kiddo card. I have to admit, I think I'm going to get hooked on the cutesy. I'm going to have to do a little bit more of these and get a little creative. But this kind of got me on this one. So there you have it. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell and get notified next time I upload my next video. If you're not new here and you keep coming back, don't be shy. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'd love to have you back. And follow me. I do a Monday moment every Monday where I share tips, tricks, and helpful hints. Every other Saturday I have a scrappy short, and then I try to do a full-on card here about once a week and just show you some of my inspiration. So there you have it. Thank you so much, and until next time, I'll see you then.